friends, it's Mrs. McBride again. I know you're excited to do page 22 of the notes. Woohoo, last page. Here we go. Here's your joke of the day. Why did the teddy bear say no to dessert? Because she was stuffed. Oh boy, here we go. All right, so the first thing I want to talk to you about is what is a diverging lens? Okay, well, yesterday, or maybe today, if you did both of them today, last video we talked about that a converging lens is where light comes together as it goes through the lens. A diverging lens is where light is going to come apart as it goes through the diverging lens, okay? We don't really see this in a lot of lenses, which is why it's sort of hard to predict what this is gonna look like. But the nice thing is that the rules are still the same. So just as a reminder, we know that the first rule is that we're gonna go parallel, lens, focal point. And just like we did the other day, we're going to skip rule number 2 and go right to rule number 3, which is straight through. Okay, ooh, how about an H in there? Great, straight through. And just like we did, we're going to go ahead and draw a line down the center. This just helps us to be a little bit more accurate with our drawings. Okay, line straight down the center. All right. Now, again, this is diverging. We're gonna follow the same rules, except the key is that instead of coming together, we're going to go apart or diverge. All right, so first ray that we're doing is we're going parallel. Okay, and we're, instead of converging, we're going to diverge. So we're going to line up our ruler with the focal point on the same side as the object and the spot where it hit the lens, and we're going to diverge off like this. Okay, so again, that's that coming apart that we're going to see. And again, that's from the focal point and the center of the lens, and we're gonna diverge off. The third ray that we're gonna do, or obviously the second one that we're drawing, but number 3 that we've labeled, is straight through the center. Okay. Now what you should see is you should see 2 rays that don't come together but are not parallel. So what would we do in that particular case? I hope I'm hearing a lot of ch-ch-ch. Okay, so we're gonna take this and we're going to ch-ch-ch-ch-ch back to the other side. Okay, now see how we've and this intersects with our first ray here, and we get this little baby image right here. Okay, now this one, we're going to ask ourselves, is it real or virtual? Hopefully you all said virtual because the object and the image are both on the left-hand side of the lens. Okay, is it larger, same, or smaller? Hopefully you're all saying smaller because it looks smaller, okay? And you're asking yourself, is it upright or inverted? And in this case, it's upright. All right? All right. Here we go. So now let's do the next one. So we're just moving the object a little bit closer and we're doing the same thing again. So first thing we're doing is going parallel till we hit the lens. Then we're going to diverge as though it's coming from the focal point. Okay, so I'm lining up my ruler with the focal point on the same side over here, and I'm diverging away. So that's ray number 1. Now I'm gonna do ray number 3, where I'm going through the center. All right, I'm asking myself the same questions, right? I'm saying to myself, hey, are these 2 connecting? No. Are they parallel? No. So what that means is that I'm going to have to back to the other side. So here I am, back to the other side. And you should see again that we have this shape here. Okay, real or virtual? Larger, same, or smaller? Upright or inverted? Okay, are you noticing a pattern? I hope so, because these 2 look pretty darn similar. And they all are giving me our favorite SUV image. our smaller, upright, and virtual image. That's because every time we have a diverging lens, the image is always SUV. Okay, so smaller, upright, and virtual. All right, if you think you're good, you can stop here. This one is one of those ones where I think it requires a little bit of practice. So if you want, you can stop the video here and practice on your own, and you should always be getting something that is SUV. If you want, continue on with me, and I'm going to do the last two and prove to you that, again, it's always going to be an SUV image. All right? Here's my parallel, and then I'm going to diverge from this focal point. Okay, so I get something like this. Now, I just thought I'd throw you a curveball here. This one's upside down, but the picture is still the same, where we go parallel and then we're diverging from the focal point. My second ray here is going straight through the center. Okay, we're saying to ourselves again, these aren't touching, but they will if we back to the other side. Here's me, okay, and I get this. Now this is sort of weird, a couple of reasons. Number one is this is the only time where we actually get an image that forms when an object is at the focal point. Number two is these are definitely virtual because they're on the same side. This is definitely smaller. But sometimes people want to say that this is inverted because it's pointing down. But since the object is in the same direction, we actually say that it's up.